Ken Stiles here, the Pragmatic Professor, here to offer some advice and insights based on my 35 years of college teaching. Most of my videos are aimed at college students or prospective college students. This one is aimed at the parents of college students. It is a strange transition. I've seen it happen as a professor. I've had it happen as a parent myself with 5 children, that something strange occurs when your child starts taking college courses. Well, you're right. And the fact is, nothing will ever quite be the same. Okay? Even when they come back from college to stay for a while, you'll be able to sense that your relationship has changed. And that is because whether they're 18 or whether they're just living away from home, your child is now an adult, right? That has legal and social and relationship significance that you may not grasp right away, but that is very important. And like I said, will change your relationship for a long time. Okay. Now, one mistake that a lot of parents make is they think that because they may be paying the bills, that they still have the power. And that is simply not the case, right? And it's an unhealthy way to approach the situation at any rate. You need to just understand that your child has a different relationship with you now, okay? Some of that has to do with the law, and it's important that you know the law about this, that you have some sense of what your rights are, what your child's rights are. The child needs to understand also that the law will treat an adult differently than a child, so things that they may have been able to get away with before, not so much anymore. So maybe talk to an attorney or talk to other parents to sort out the best kinds of arrangements to make. Now, there are some other mistakes that parents make. One is to be a helicopter parent. What is that? Well, you probably know, but it has to do with hovering over the child, trying to oversee everything that happens, to make sure that they're staying on task, that they're doing the right things, and all of this. Well, again, your child is an adult, and you probably don't have the right to do this. At any rate, it's very unwise. There's a very good chance that your child will resent it, and that you'll overstep. Another mistake that parents make, and this has been in the news recently, is they try to make their child's life easier for them. Okay, it's what we call a snowplow parent, one that steps in front of the child and pushes obstacles out of the way. Okay, don't do that. Okay, if you are not aware, there's a risk that you may end up in prison for doing this. And there's actually a law that prevents university administrators and faculty from helping you to do that. It's called FERPA. You can look it up. Basically, it means that we as the students, teachers, and administrators cannot provide information about how the student is doing in classes or in other ways to anyone without the student's permission. And we take that very seriously. There have been a few times that I've turned down requests from parents for information about a child, and it makes the parent annoyed. I usually don't tell the child what happened because that would just make things even worse. But just don't ask, okay? Now, there's another principle of parenting that you're probably aware of. It's the chick in the shell principle. You probably know the story. It's a common metaphor, but when a baby chick has to hatch from an egg, there's a temptation for people watching to try to help it along, to crack the shell for the chicken so it can come out and thrive. But by doing so, you actually jeopardize the chick's health. The chick needs to go through these painful growing experiences in order to become a healthy adult. So think that through. Basically, by the time your child is off to college, your role as a conventional parent is over. And it's time to adopt a different role and to make sure that your child can become a full-fledged adult. Okay. Now, there are some things you can do and you should do with your college child. For one thing, keep communicating. Okay. Now, we can't tell you how the child is doing, but the child can tell you how he or she is doing. So ask. Okay. Have open communication, frequent communication. Be a lifeline, a resource, a safety net, whatever metaphor you want. Okay. In addition, it's a good idea for the parents to do some investigating about the college to find out what resources are available to your child student. May not be aware, for example, that there are labs and teaching assistants, that there are counselors and other people who have been hired and are in place, ready and willing to help your child through a variety of struggles and challenges. So, you don't have to force your child to use these resources, but when the time comes that you can tell the child probably needs them, you'll have some information, some phone numbers, some email addresses, and so forth. Okay? And you can play a vital role in helping all of us, including your child, to recognize some warning signs. If you know that your child has had some problems with depression or anxiety, for example, you probably recognize when things are getting a little overwhelming, and you can nudge your child, right? And that's probably the best word for it. Nudge your child to use some of those resources, okay? And, as a faculty member, I have no problem with the parents helping their student with college homework. There's a good chance that you have skill sets that will allow you to provide some really good advice and direction to your child. As a college professor, I helped my kids in college. I think in most cases that was a really good thing. So there are lots of things you can do. Understand, though, there are some things you shouldn't do and some things you simply are not allowed to do. So learn your role, embrace it. You can have a time of mourning for your child's lost innocence, I suppose, but rally around as quick as you can because your child needs you. And we all need you to play your part as best you can. And I'm confident that you will. So this is Ken Stiles, a pragmatic professor, wishing you all the best. So thanks for watching. I hope that was helpful to you. Make sure to comment and like and share and watch for other videos. And of course, the views expressed are my own and not necessarily those of any institutions with which I've been affiliated over the years. Take care. Bye-bye.